Welcome everyone. First off, I'd like to say I hope everybody is healthy. Your families are all doing well. We will get through this, but until then, I thought it might be helpful to do some videos for some of the songs, especially the two new ones we've been working on, Till There Was You and When I'm 64. I can expand this out as we go, but we're going to start with those. So today we're going to take a look at Till There Was You for ukulele here. This is the tutorial. I'm also going to post a video where I play it so you can just play along. So if you're not struggling at all with the chords and just want to kind of rehearse with it, there will be a video available for that. But this is the tutorial. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this intro, which is basically the chords to the verse. And I'd like to split this down and kind of look at it in two different parts. Call it part A and B, part 1 and 2. But we're going to take the first 4 chords, okay, and take a look at those right now. So let's take a look at that. We have an A chord, a B flat diminished, a B minor 7, and then a D minor. Okay, that's the first 4. So let's take a look at those moves. Coming from this A to the B flat diminished, mainly a swing that elbow out to get underneath there to grab that. Just takes 2 fingers. Now on the B minor 7, I use my index finger to play these bar type chords like this, but I almost always will use my second finger on top, my middle finger, not so that I can press harder, but more for some integrity, just to add a little bit of integrity to that index finger. So by itself, you kind of get this. Sometimes you can get that unless you really press hard. But I find by just placing this and pressing with this middle finger up on top, both of them, seems to flatten it out much better. Then sliding to the D minor, mainly it's getting the index finger out of the way to drop in like that. Your second middle finger here and your ring finger are pretty much where they need to be, surprisingly, once you move that index finger to the D minor. So let's try playing those first 4 chords, and we're going to loop this a couple times. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. B flat diminished. Now bar that B minor 7 and slide into the D minor and back to the A. B flat diminished, B minor 7 to the D minor, and let's go through that one more time. A, B flat diminished, B minor 7, slide to D minor, and now we end on A, which is where we actually start the second part of this intro here. So let's take a look at this. We have an A, then we have those that little walk down, the C sharp minor 7, C minor 7, B minor 7. Well, we've already played the B minor 7, okay? You've already played that, and that's here. All this is doing is walking. If we walked it back up, we'd have the B minor 7, come up to the 3rd fret, C minor 7, up to the 4th, C sharp minor 7. So just this little walk down is what's being played, okay, to get you back down. So it's coming from the A. You just have to look. It's going to be on this 4th fret here. And that's that whole little walk there. So let's try doing that. We're going to do that a couple times. Play the A for 2 beats, and then we catch the C sharp minor 7 on beat 3, the C minor 7 on beat 4, and that lands us on the B minor 7 for 1. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 2 beats, 1, 2. Okay, let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3 on the A, 2 beats. Okay, there you go. So that's all that is. That has us to the B minor 7. Now you're going to notice they do something very interesting here at the end. It looks like about 5, 6 chords here. It's not. You have your B minor 7. Take this index finger, slide out. Again, my elbows are going up. You might not see it on the video, but I slide to move my hand around here to the E7, to the A, and then it has you do that exact same thing again. B minor 7, E7 to A. So you're repeating those chords there, all right? So let's take that whole little section from the A going into the C sharp minor and then catch the rest of it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 2 beats on the A, then our walk. Now to E7 and to A for a full 4. Then we go back to the B7, minor 7, I'm sorry, and back to the A. There you go, okay? So let's try playing the whole intro. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Here's the A. Slide out to that B flat diminished. Here's our B minor 7 into the D minor. And here we go, A for 2 to the E7 to the A for 4. Then we do B minor 7 again to the E7 and we're down to A for the, all right, and that gets us started into the song. Okay, so next thing we're going to look at, we're going to take a look in that first verse there. The only thing that's not tabbed out up there in the top. Let's take a look at that last line. No, I never saw them at all. E7 till there was you. E minor 7. The E minor 7 we've played before on a couple of things. I believe we do it on Raindrops Keep Falling. It's basically 2 fingers. 1 finger on this first string. Remember, we count from the bottom, first string, second, third. This top one up here is the 4th. So you have a finger on the first string. Now, if you want to look at this another way, you could think of when you play a D7, it's like moving that down, okay? We've done this before where you'll have finger forms that you're playing that by moving them somewhere, either up or down, you get another chord. Well, this is a classic, so if you're not sure about that E minor 7, play a D7 chord, okay? That's up here on the 4th string and then down here on the 2nd, and then just move that down. There's your E minor 7. Now, you could play the E minor 7 like this if you want, with index and second finger. You can play it like this. I find just for my hand, it's comfortable to play it with the second finger and my ring finger, because now we're going to go to an A7, which is right there, okay? You could just move this finger back if you wish. You could play it like that. I just happen to drop that in like that, okay? And that's going to take us to the chorus. So let's take a look at the chorus. Starts off with a D. Now you have an E flat diminished. And there's something interesting about this chord. Again, occasionally we'll find where certain chords can be substituted because of the lack of notes on the uke with only 4 strings. You end up sometimes being able to play the same chord for different chords. This is a classic example. The E flat diminished is this. That classic diminished form, that's a movable chord. Okay, but it happens to be right there. So coming from the D, you're already set up for it, okay? Right there. So this index finger is already here and you're ready to go. All right. Now, if that's difficult for you to play, it's the pinky that's going to be the hard part, because if you look at this fingering, this is the same as a B7. Okay, remember when we did There's a Kind of Hush, we took that G form, moved it up to get a B7. That B7, if you want to mark this in your music, you can, basically is the same notes as an E flat diminished. What's different about it is if you drop your pinky, you just get a different sound. Now, I like this. It's a nice change, and you want to work to that. But if you just can't grab this and get your pinky down there, play a B7. So here it is with the B7. I'm going to go from the D. Now I'm going to play that change with what we'll call the true diminished chord. Here's the D to the E flat diminished. It just has that top note, which is a real nice change. But you can get through that either way. So if you want to play the B7, mark your music like that. Another thing to do is if you play the B7, it's a full measure. Try to get that pinky drop down in there at some point so you can actually get that move going right there, okay? Now let's take it out to the end of that line. And there were wonderful roses, they tell me. It's got an F sharp 7. I love this chord. It looks complicated, but when you really think about it, there's a couple ways to get your mind wrapped around when you see a lot of dots like that and they look like they're kind of spread out and moved. What this basically is, from the A, it goes to this, okay? Now, again, when you look at all my fingers are playing notes, but if I take my hand up and show you, they're not really distorted at all. I don't have fingers going all over the place. Notice that my hand is, I try to keep it as much as I can in this position to play a chord. Okay? There it is right there. Now, there's another way you can get into this if it's hard to jump to this. Start with an F. You play your F7 by dropping that in like that, okay? F, then you drop the ring finger in on the 3rd string. Remember, we're counting from the bottom. 1, 2, 3 on the 3rd fret. Play your F, F7. Drop your pinky on that 1st string. That's the form. Okay? So to get there, it's like that. It's like playing an F7. Okay? That'll let you know that you've played this before, but it's just kind of funny to jump from here. Now, when you're in the A, this finger here, your 2nd finger, is really, that's going to be the anchor for this change. It's already where it needs to be. So if you take some time to practice, this is a really nice chord. Again, a movable shape that can come in handy, okay? So that's going to take from the A to this F sharp 7. So let's play that. 1, 2, we're going to do full measures on it. A to the F sharp 7. Let's go back to A, F sharp 7. Let's do that one more time. A to F sharp 7. Okay, and then we'll stop. Okay, good. Now, the second line of the chorus, and you'll notice there's really only 2 lines that make up, quote, the chorus, because then it kind of goes back into the verse again. So what we have here is the second line is a B minor 7 to a B7. Now we've already played the B minor 7. We know what that is. That's barred like this, okay? Now I would encourage you to play the B7 by taking your ring finger, dropping it in on this 3rd string. Again, remember, counting from the bottom. 1, 2, 3. That's a B7. Now I know we just played the B7 like that, and you're probably comfortable with it, and you can play that. You can go from this to that and this. Again, it's a wrist move. You're going to be here, just throw that elbow out to get it around. But I would encourage you to get used to barring and dropping in this note like this. This is the classic B7 that you always see on your charts. They want you to bar it like that. Maybe a cleaner view is that. Okay? So what this is going to do is go from the B minor 7 to the B7 and back to B minor 7, which is just releasing that ring finger. Now we go to an E7 flat 5. Okay, so let's take a look at that. If we're on the B minor 7, it's almost like going to an E7. If you went to an E7, you'd be going like this, okay? These 2 fingers are fine. Instead of dropping that ring finger in, we drop the pinky in on the 1st string, 3rd fret. So if you think of this as going to an E7, but instead of dropping your ring finger, drop the pinky like that, okay? So let's play that whole line, the B minor 7 to the B7, the B minor 7 to the E7 flat 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, B minor 7, drop in that ring finger, back to B minor 7, and now we make our, okay, there you go. Okay, now we have one other thing we're going to take a look at. So you have the 2 lines that basically are the actual chorus of the song, or a bridge section, probably more of a bridge section. Then it goes right back to the verse. And what they do is that they sing the first 2 lines of the verse, then we go to the solo. and the solo is again basically like the verse chords. And what's happening here is that they sing the 2 lines, then by playing that intro again, you would have sang those lines to complete your verse. So it's almost like playing a complete verse, only having 2 lines being sung. The next 2 lines are being played as a solo. Okay? Now, what we need to note on this is when we come through the first time, let's take a look at that. It says, "No, I never heard it at all till there was you," or on the A. And just like the first verse at the top, we're going to sit there, okay? We've got to get into this solo. So if you looked at our intro, we go from the B minor 7 to the E7, and now we drop into the solo, okay? Which is basically the intro with the same chords again. Now, when we come out of that, if you'll notice, if you look up at the first verse, now at the end, we have an E minor 7. Remember, this was like taking your D7 and moving it down to the A, which goes to the chorus again, okay? So basically what we're doing here is we have these 2 lines of a chorus, and then we're basically doing a complete verse again, singing 2 lines, playing 2 as an instrumental for the solo, ending with that E minor 7 to the A7, okay, to get us back to the chorus, okay? Now when we come down through the second time, this is where we have to note, where it says, "No, I never heard it at all till there was you." We do not play that A the second time. We drop right down to the end, which is an F. For 2 measures, to the A for the end, and then an A major 7. Okay? So let's play that. We're going to take it from the chorus. We're going to play through this. We're going to pretend like we've already done the solo, and we're going to play through this so you can see how this ending goes. So we're going to jump. In fact, let's just take it from "No, I never heard it at all till there was you." When you play the you, we're going to jump down to that end. So here we go. Till there was you. Like that, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Till there was you. To the A major 7. Now remember, the A major 7 is just moving that top string down, okay? So hopefully that's cleared up some of this. You can use it. I will post another video of just the song so you can play. But hopefully this will get you through some tight spots. If you have any questions, send me an email, and hopefully this has helped you. Little tutorial here on Till There Was You. We'll see you guys.